San Diego politicians and organizations often talk about diversity in local communities, but how do you measure it and how accurate are those perceptions? My guest, inewsource reporters Leo Castaneda and Joe Girardi use census data to determine the most diverse neighborhoods in the city of San Diego, and then they mapped their results. Welcome to Evening Edition.
Thank you.
Now, Leo, let's start by defining diversity, because in your reporting, you have a specific definition of diversity.
That's right. A lot of the times when we talk about diversity, we really mean, are there a lot of so-called racial minorities in this neighborhood? And what we're really looking for is more, how balanced is this neighborhood amongst a variety of races and ethnic backgrounds? To do that, we used this diversity index that was developed by USA Today that basically gives you probability that if you walk out of your house and run into a stranger in your neighborhood, what are the chances that other person will be of a different race than you are? So that really gives you a picture of how spread out is the population.
So you looked at data from all these different neighborhoods. What did you find as far as which neighborhoods are the most diverse and which are the least?
Well, the neighborhoods that really stood out to us were starting with Encanto. That was the most diverse neighborhood, and just the entire southeastern San Diego region, Paradise Hills, Skyline, as well as Mid-City, were the really standout neighborhoods as far as diversity. And then the least diverse were mostly along the coast, places like Ocean Beach, or even San Isidro, which is, highly Hispanic, is not very diverse at all.
Right, and that brings up a point. Just because you say something's not diverse doesn't mean it's all white people, correct?
Exactly. And to be fair, a lot of the least diverse neighborhoods are very primarily white, but places like San Isidro is 93% Hispanic. That's not diverse at all.
According to this definition.
Exactly.
Well, I know you spoke with a longtime Southeast resident, Tau Baraka, about his neighborhood. He owns a barber shop, I believe, in Encanto. And here's what he said. He had this interesting description of how his neighborhood has changed over the years.
The Filipino community's been here ever since I've been in high school. I'm 47 now. It was very small then. Now it's a large community. Also through the Filipinos, we started seeing a lot of Samoans come over here. There's a lot of Samoans over here in southeastern San Diego. We also seen the rise and the spread of a whole bunch of Eastern Africans and Western Africans over here too. If you just go outside the doors of my barbershop, you'll see probably the entire world walk past,
Did you find in talking to him and others like him that they liked diversity, or it didn't matter, or what was sort of the quick take on that?
I think a lot of people really appreciated the diversity, even from an everyday, having a lot more options of places to go eat, but also being exposed to a lot of cultures, religions, way of lives. It really enriched the neighborhood in a lot of ways.
Now, Joe, you mapped all of this data that we've been talking about, so anyone could search their own neighborhoods. What kind of patterns emerged as we were talking about earlier?
Sure. Well, this is a story that's really about geography. Where you live matters a great deal in terms of the sorts of people you're going to see, the mix, and whether or not it's a diverse neighborhood going by this definition. So we really wanted to give people the opportunity to explore on their own, to see where their own neighborhoods stacked up against some of the others in San Diego.
So let's take a look at this map here that you have on your website. Where was the most homogeneous neighborhood?
Among the most homogeneous, least diverse neighborhoods were those here in red on the coast and the beach communities. Point Loma, Ocean Beach, Mission and Pacific Beach, La Jolla. These tended to be overwhelmingly non-Hispanic white communities. We spoke with a demographer, asked, well, why does that sort of thing happen? And the answer tends to be price. The cost of living in these communities is very high, and that tends to attract folks who have the most money, who tend to be non-Hispanic whites. You compare that with neighborhoods such as Encanto and others in the southeast and in Mid-City, prices are more affordable. That tends to attract a broader range of folks.
So I want to use this map. I'm going to go to your website and I want to use this map. Walk us through it and tell us what we're going to see.
Sure. Well, the easiest way, if people just want to know, if they're sitting at home and want to know, geez, what's my neighborhood look like? The easiest thing they can do is actually scroll right down. We've got this little button. It says Find Me. If you click on that, the map is automatically going to zoom in with a little push pin to your own neighborhood. So right now we're on SDSU. You see we're in the college area. You can click on it right here, and up's going to pop information about where your neighborhood ranks in terms of diversity and the ethnic breakdown of your neighborhood.
It really is quite interesting. inewsource reporters Leo Castaneda and Joe Uriarty, thank you so much. And to use this interactive map, you can go to inewsource.org.